one of the best people out there who has understood how to reach millions of people online and help me do it, is a great friend and co-creator, collaborator, co-founder of sorts of Superhero Academy. He is an incredible storyteller. He is incredibly powerful at understanding how these things happen online. His name is Garrett Adkins, and I would love for you to bring a little bit of energy for Garrett Adkins, who gets to share a little bit of what his perspective is around storytelling.
But to jump right into it, what I'm really passionate about is creating authentic connections through social media. I'm blown away with the technology and the ability to put a message out there, use a hashtag, and be seen and start conversations from around the world that you can really, truly build a global tribe. How many people here have heard of Super Academy before this event, or even a participant in a mastermind, mentorship, or free classes in some way? See, and I'm sure that not all of you are in one spot of California for sure. This is decentralized. This is all over the world. This is a chance for you to connect and meet people and have tribe globally. And like Mark was saying, yes, we found a way to reach millions of people. We connect with an audience that reaches 300 million every week. Princier, Jay Shetty, Goalcast, Futurism, Intelligence is Sexy, Higher Perspective, Collective Evolution. These are all our friends, and we love them. We get to connect with them. We get to tell beautiful stories with them. But deeper than that, besides just the big numbers, I don't want us just to focus on quantity. Yeah, it's a great way to grab attention, 300 million, but are you actually truly connecting with the other person on the side of the screen? Some people might think, I can't reach 300 million people. It's not possible, so why should I even try? But you can start having authentic connections today. You can share your story. You can publish something. You can start a conversation. Nobody knows what's going down in the DMs for you. And you get to decide that as well by what you're putting out there and how you're showing up into the world. So just by a show of hands, who out here is an entrepreneur, runs a business of sorts? Epic. Awesome. Who here considers himself a content creator? Who would like to step into that role and feel like they have a unique perspective and they want to get it out in the world more? Well, you're here, you can, and I would love to see that come to the perspective, because what's so fascinating is that there are so many people in the world. I can't connect with every individual. They're not going to connect with my story as much as they might connect with somebody else's story. We each have a unique life experience that allows us to connect with other people who have been on similar journeys, that we can show them the path, and we can be a few steps ahead to inspire them, and also know who is right along our journey that can inspire us. We can be picky and choosy with our feeds of how we're sharing our likes, how we're comments, how we're catering the algorithm to make sure that we're seeing what we love and supporting those who are spreading positive messages out in the world. Even for example, Mark Zuckerberg is massive. He's a phenomenon. He's multi-billionaire, but I just can't connect with him. I can't connect with a 16-year-old whiz kid that cracked the code and started some startup tech company in San Francisco and now is a billionaire at that time. I just don't have that same life purpose. But I can connect with somebody who was down in the dumps, who came from a rougher place, who was able to pick themselves up and were able to achieve something. And those are the people that I want to look at. Those are the people that have lived similar journeys as me, and that's what I wanted, the point to get through with this discussion of 1,000 True Fans. So the 1,000 True Fan model is something that was brought to life by Kevin Kelly. And it's all around the idea that the quality versus quantity, the ability that you're able to create your income, have massive impact, and you don't need a huge, massive audience to do so. With whatever weird niche you decide to go into, even if it's the fan club of the left toe on your left foot, second toe, there's probably 1,000 people out there that are like, fuck yeah, I love that toe. And I want to join your group and talk about that toe a little bit more often. We don't see it, but those conversations are probably going down. So how are you choosing that? How are you getting specific with it? How are you knowing that at any time you can start creating those authentic connections, both online and at places like this where we're actually doing it at this exact moment? Have you started doing it? Have you started connecting with people? Have you started giving out hugs? Have you started telling your story? Not about, oh, I'm a waiter or a waitress and I'm really struggling right now and I don't know what it is and I'm just like working on some things. Or are you stepping into what you're becoming and you're changing the narrative and taking part that, no, this is my passion, this is what I'm stepping into, this is the direction that I'm taking. How are you telling your story to each individual here? Because this is an opportunity to test how you tell your story. You have the freedom. You're around so many new faces. What stories are you telling them? How are you showing up in the world? What do you want to become, and how are you speaking that into existence? Because you never know which person here is going to have the connection, have the code, have the ability to help push that narrative forward. Even if it's not them, it might be somebody that they know, and they're like, hey, this person's pretty awesome. I know this person and that person. Let's connect them. Those opportunities are waiting out there. And I believe that the universe is conspiring to help us achieve those, but it's not going to come 99% of the way when you only do 1%. If you're sitting on your couch, just sitting there, man, I wish this, man, I wish that, he said that, he said that, the universe isn't going to come kicking down your front door and pull your ass off the couch and throw you into that Tesla that you've been on, that's been on your manifestation board for 2 years now. You have to get out there. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to start pushing yourself a little bit more and know that if it's getting tougher, then that's actually pushing you in a direction that's going to help you become stronger, help you prepare for bigger challenges that are on the way. If you feel like you're challenged at points, then that just means that it's actually testing you for a greater challenge down the road. And I don't feel like waiting. I feel like pushing it forward daily. I feel like staying outside of my comfort zone. Maybe I should give myself a little more time to hermit and kind of relax a little bit more every now and then. But I truly believe that pushing in that direction, telling our stories online, putting ourselves out there, stepping into it, knowing that we do have something to say, knowing that we have the platform to say it, we can reach anybody, like I said, in the matter of seconds with a hashtag, with going on a geographic feed or going down a hashtag list and connecting with other people who are out there, joining Facebook communities and starting the conversation. This is all great, Garrett, but where do I start? What are some actionable tips that I can actually start running with? First of all, you got to start picking your niche. And if you know anything about business, niche, however you say it, it's kind of potato. You need to get specific on that value that you're bringing in that collective, in that community that you're both communicating with and you're adding value to, and also that you're building around you. You want to know there's already those out there, and you don't always have to build your own. You can start connecting with the thousands of Facebook groups out there and start just adding value. Just add value. Give in with no expectation of receiving. Just know that regardless, that's the message you want to bring into the world, and that's the value you want to add, and that you can find your tribe at any time by coming to a place like Envision or looking up a Facebook community or just starting to put yourself out there. And that'll come and that community will start to grow, but you have to be specific on what it is. And if that's your left foot and second toe, then I'm not going to judge you. I probably won't be a part of that community, but that's fine. There's billions of people out there. And I might not be the best fit for some of you all as well, and I'm okay with that. And that's what scared me for so long. I had this fear come from a place where it's like I didn't have the ability to talk about self-development all the time, to talk about this guy named Alan Watts that I found on some blog when I was 16 and didn't know what was going on. But with the help of the internet, I was able to harness that education, harness that knowledge, and start to create my tribe online. And that's how Mark and I started working together. He's from Montreal, I'm from West Virginia. And it's because he was running something called Valhalla Movement, which he spoke about, ex-GMO corn and soya field. And I was like, who are these crazy people making all these videos of them doing this Wim Hof method and like walking around in their underwear and just being freaking hilarious, and also showing me what an earthship is. They were engaging, they were documenting it. And that's another vital aspect. Before I go to that next step of documenting, I also want to kind of speak about that 16-year-old Garrett, that person that was consuming this content, and knowing that with that niche and with what I know, what I'm trying to bring into the world, that I have that person that I'm speaking to. And that person that I'm speaking to, my avatar in business terms, that person that you can identify their age, their location, their interest, what they dislike, what they like, having that so clear so you're speaking to one person and not some vague outlet, because it's very easy to see a computer screen and lose connection to somebody on the other side. It's perfectly understandable. My avatar, that person that I'm speaking to, is 16-year-old Garrett. And that person doesn't have to be somebody that's 16-year-old, doesn't have to be they're young. It's somebody that's in transition. It's somebody knowing that there's conversations being had out there, and I want to be in them. And I appreciate, I'm giving back to the people that created content without any expectation of reward. They weren't asking for my money. They were just doing it because they were geeking out and they wanted to share this information. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's that person I bring out there. Even if it's as a surface level as a meme talking about an earthship or keep up the good work. That might change somebody's day. Out of the million people that see it, most people just be like, keep on scrolling. but it might really plant a seed. So those, even if it's surface level of something, an image of a beautiful earthship or a meme, whatever it may be, that's still surface level. These are still seeds that we're planting that we never know when we're going to harvest them. You never know when they're going to sprout. You just need to start putting yourself out there in that sense. It could be as simple as that meme. It could be a little bit deeper as a video once you're ready to step up. Even video is the greatest way to kind of really create authentic connections online because they're seeing you, they're hearing you, and they're able to interact with you. Or all the way to running a mentorship and mastermind, kind of like Mark and I have been doing for the past 3 years now. It could be a little bit deeper, but there's a ton of ways that you can start putting yourself out there. But how do we put ourselves out there? You document it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And like I was saying, I don't resonate with Mark Zuckerberg the most, which is fine. I don't resonate with the Facebook ad that comes along my news feed and is a guy on a yacht that he obviously rented just for the day and took out all of his money in his bank account, threw it on a bed, and then he was very scared and driving very fast back to the bank because we all know that that's what it is, and if you didn't know that, that's actually what's happening in those Facebook ads. I don't resonate with that. I don't care about that. I want to hear about people's journeys. I want to hear about your downs. We all put up with shit. We all go with ebbs and flows. And when I can connect with you and when I see that you're pushing yourself in that way that, yeah, I had a bad day, but I'm going to pick myself up and push through, that's what I want to see. That's how I'm going to connect with you. I'm not going to connect with a person that's living the life and always at this place or that place or some reason has their laptop in a pool typing on it. Who does that? Realistically, who is doing that right now? I don't resonate with that. So document yourself. Tell your journey. Start from where you're at. There's no perfect place. You're going to see it unfold as it goes, but you have to start. You have to start telling your story. There's never going to be all the answers. Somebody saying, well, I don't have my exact avatar figured out. I'm not sure what age of the person I'm speaking to. I haven't really given them a name yet. Just pick Kathy and start creating content. It's going to unfold for you, but you have to start. You have to meet the universe halfway. The last piece I want to share is my favorite, and it's about just truly giving a shit. Truly show up. Truly take the time to have the conversation. Just care. Just care. Don't try to trick anybody. You don't need to do that. There's plenty of people doing that. They're trying to just hack the algorithms and just trying to make sure this quick sell for $9.99, then I can upsell you for $49.99, and then maybe I can get you a mastermind for this. No, the easiest way to do that is to care, and that's the reason why I love the 1,000 True Fan model so much, is because these true connections you're making isn't just a checkout. We don't just want checkouts. We want people who are going to come back to us again, who are going to be a part of our community, who are going to support us, who are going to create massive ripples of impact, not just from a surface level, but that are going to actually tell that story to their friends and to their family, and they're going to be up on stage 8 years later, from 16-year-old Garrett to now, speaking and thanking them for that. I owe so much to those people. I owe so much to Mark. I owe so much to Jordan Ledgewon. There's so many people that I can thank that were creating content, and they had no idea at the time that this seed that represents me is blossoming, and now this is the second year that I'm speaking on Envision stage. I love that. I love that. Yeah, let's give it up to those people. Let's give it up to people that have inspired you, and let's remember to give back to other people and truly care. Go for that quality. Go for the depth. We have plenty of time, so just start. Give a shit. Set up a solid foundation underneath you. Document the journey, and also find your niche. And if you need any help with that, I will be around the camp this full weekend. So come up and talk to me. I've loved this. I've appreciated this, and I look forward to connecting with all of you, just to spread love and to continue the conversation. And I hope everybody has a beautiful weekend.